a new quarterback who's going to love this one.
Was there a moment this season where you realized that you guys are most effective with the running game that helped the passing game, where you're like, wow, these guys are good and it's going to make things easier for me?
Yeah. I think that within the first couple of games, you started to see some big runs pop off from all of them. Nick, Katron, Kevon, the big plays across the board. I think that really started to show me, what the running game could be like, and I think that also allowed the O-line to really buy in and say, okay, these guys behind us they're impressive. Lock in and really study it even harder than before, and it's definitely paid off. I think our running game has been phenomenal this year with two young backs, and I think that the world is their oyster for sure. They're very impressive.
Sean, there's always focus on the explosive run plays, but you guys were significantly better in short yardage this year. I mean, what do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think that's just the details. That's the minor details, the little here and there that, we got 4 yards when it really should have been 1 yard. That's the little details that nobody really appreciates. Everybody wants to see the big runs or the big throws, which obviously being explosive is part of the game. But at the same time, picking up on 2nd and 8, 5 yards instead of 2, and getting to 3rd and 3. 3rd and short's a lot different than 3rd and medium. Like, it's a whole nother category of plays that we're talking about. It's less distance that we need to get to the next set of downs. And it's those little details that add up throughout the game. It's a game of inches, and we see it every single time. So I think that's really what it's all about with the run game is studying the little details, recognizing how important that 2nd and 8 it really is, being efficient on 1st down and 3rd down, and that just comes with a great running game.
Sean, how would you describe the impact Mitch had in his final college season here, and what did he specifically mean to you on the field through the 12 games here?
Yeah, I thought that he had a phenomenal season. I think that realistically he came in with a very, very strategic approach. He wanted to make sure that he was doing everything in his power to contribute to this team, but also make the guys around him better. I thought that the wide receiver room really took a step in leadership as well. KJ was great, Jahan was great, but that room needed somebody with Parker and him and Dre, and I think that they came together really early and set the tone. And realistically, the year went very smooth from that position, just because I didn't have to jump in really. It was their team, it was their group, it was their team, and it was led by guys like Mitch. So kudos to him. Gonna miss him for sure.
So you mentioned Mitch, obviously, Parker. So that those two guys are moving on. So where does that room go from here, in your opinion, after this?
I think that it's definitely a room that is gonna need the leadership to step up. I think that Keandre is right in line for that. I think that he's a fantastic player with a lot of talent. Ready to step into a leadership role. I think it goes then to Trey, Liam, that crew. They're a little bit younger, but at the same time, I think it's time for them to step up. I'm excited for a guy like Liam as well, just because I know that we talk about leadership all the time, and to be able to now see him take a new role on the team as I leave, it'll be very cool to see. But I think that Coach Franklin does a really good job of getting the right guys in the room. So I don't think it's going to be that hard to lead with this group. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of skill, but at the same time, they're hard workers. So I think that it'll be pretty easy to lead the group of wideouts going forward. And it's also on the quarterbacks as well. So
has it sunk in that you're in the final week of a relatively long career?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely has. Just the events and everything. It's been a blast. I think that's kind of what I have going for me compared to guys who might have been younger in the position that they're in about leaving, going to the next level. I'm ready for it. I know it was coming. So I've been able to really recognize that, enjoy these last moments, and just have a blast this week. It's been so much fun.
What's your next step? I'm sorry, Rich, but what's your next step after the game?
Yeah, I'll be going down to Miramar, Florida to go train, and then just get ready for everything to come and put my best foot forward for the NFL. Really excited to take on that journey, obviously, after the Rose Bowl. Not trying to get ahead of myself, but just to answer your question, just take one step at a time to continue to complete my dream, just to continue to keep on playing football. Love the game, so really excited for my next steps and my next parts of this journey.
You talked about this 2 weeks ago about being how happy you were playing in the Rose Bowl. You're here now. What does it mean to you? Do you have to pinch yourself sometimes?
Oh yeah, it's been numerous times I've had to kind of pinch myself or snap myself into this reality, just because Liam and I were talking about it. It's just so surreal sometimes. Just what I've experienced and what we've been able to do as a team, and now to be able to be here in my last game, it's just so cool to be able to recognize that, enjoy the moment, and just have so much fun. It really is. It's just so much fun.
Going off that, the excitement and the emotions with it being your last game, how do you stay locked in on the business aspect of it?
Yeah, I think that once you're in the practices, you're in the film room, it's just being there, being in the moment, being present, because I've done it so many times now.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
It's not like we're going to Disneyland and then I can't lock. It's a very important game. I understand the magnitude of it, so it's easy to kind of bounce in and out, lock in, lock out. So I think that it's not as difficult as you think. I definitely understand how big the game is. So.
Sean, you
What
probably
have the tight ends been to this team?
Oh, a ton. I think that being able to get into different personnels, not only go from 11, but go 12, 13, 22, whatever the personnel might be, it's just tough for defense coordinators to keep up with sometimes. And when they're as talented as these guys are in the the run game, blocking, pass game, even getting involved in blocking, and then the way they run routes, the way they catch the ball, it's very impressive.
Can I follow up just Brent Strange with his specifically?
Yeah, I think
He's moving on.
Brenton's leadership, Brenton's charisma in that room, and realistically just how he carries himself. I think that he's been the keystone for that group, somebody who's really locked them in and taught them the way. And I think that with the guys returning, it's going to be a great room to follow up with. So.
Sean, you probably answered this already, but just how important is this win for you, to getting this, and just for you personally and your career, you looking back on your legacy?
Yeah, I think it's super important. It's my last game. It's our last game as this team, and for this university, I want nothing else to get a Rose Bowl win. It's the Rose Bowl. It really it's the granddaddy of them all. It's one that I've watched for years. I've watched great players come in and out of this game, play in this game, have great games. So for me to have just the opportunity to be a spoke in the wheel for this team, for this game, I'm excited. So one goal in mind, that's for sure.
What's been your favorite Rose Bowl moment with you?
Favorite Rose Bowl moment? Probably, honestly, I know the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but in 2016, watching Penn State, just because I knew that I was going to be on that team the next year, it was definitely cool just to see, the greats of, Trace and Say, have great games, and, Chris Godwin, get a bunch of guys making big plays, and then right after that, being able to be on that same team. I think it's got to be probably my favorite Rose Bowl, I guess.
There were a number of iconic plays in that game. Which is the one that stands out for you?
Probably the one where for me, it was more of a quarterback play. Everyone probably would say the Saquon run, but the one where Trace rolled to his right, threw the one to Godwin in the end zone. I thought that was
the window was like this.
Yeah, it was a cool play. So hope to make some of those coming up pretty soon as well.